What does that mean?
Such a hack.
What does that mean?
Oh my gosh.
Is that positive? Negative?
No,
I don't know.
He's false.
Oh.
Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben and this is
Okay.
And today we are reviewing Netflix's original documentary that was at a film festival recently, and it's called The Great Hack.
The Great Hack.
Would you like to tell us what it's about?
I will read to you what it's about.
Okay.
Because I can't memorize it, although I'd like to. Explore how a data company called Cambridge Analytica came to symbolize the dark side. Oh, don't go away. The dark side of social media in the wake of the 2016 US presidential elections.
Never before has a documentary been so poignant in our time right now.
Poignant? Do you mean relevant?
Yes. What does poignant mean?
Poignant is... I'll tell you later.
What's that mean?
What's that mean?
Relevant in our time today. This is the type of documentary that when you get to the end, you're going to want to take your screens, all of them, which is a lot of them probably in your household, and chuck them in the toilet. Don't know why I said toilet. But yeah, this is actually really good. It's got a lot of things to say. It will spark a lot of debate.
Yeah.
So Cambridge Analytica is the focus of the documentary, and the people within that seemingly have affected the presidential election, the 2016 one with Trump specifically, and a number of other presidential elections, but in around the world. And when you see them put forward their information, it's hard to refute it. So we are of no
Illusion?
Yeah, there is no illusion that whoever makes the documentary is biased towards what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
So let's just put that forward. So they definitely are biased one way or another. People can't come towards a project and go, I'm going to be non-biased. That's impossible. Who you are as a person is in your makeup you're going to put forward. You can try to be non-biased, but even saying that is biased.
Yeah.
So let me just say that. So I'm not now going, the world is complete chaos and everything and all your data all the time has been mine. But it is.
Yeah.
That your microphone is listening to your conversations.
It was a pretty scary eye-opener, actually, if it is true. And I think we have to just state that because we didn't research for this documentary. We don't know what sources are true and what has been trumped up. So obviously from just a purely we watched this point of view, it made you really think that there is something seriously going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, that we should know about, that is making our world impossible to be free and fair anymore, because we're all being manipulated all the time.
Yeah. So your data, I mean, that's in today's society, that is who you are. And the documentary concentrates a lot about where your data goes and how it is used. Right now, there's an app that's supposedly designed by the Russians, but I don't know if that's true. But there's an app that people look older, so they use it and it makes your facial features show what you look like when you're going to get older. But they take all your data and then they have a digital reconstruction of your face. So not only have you given them all your data, even if you opt out, they're still mining your data. And then they've got an ID with your face almost 3D rendered. And that's where we are in society. It's become essential for everyone to have a VPN. Not because they want to do dodgy stuff behind the scenes, just because they want to protect their data.
Yes, that is it. I hate this.
And the data,
Lieutenant Commander Data,
so important now because they can manipulate you whether you know it or not. How many times have you searched something up on one provider, then gone to another website and it's recommending exactly what you just looked up?
Yep.
And you thought they weren't owned by each other and you thought they weren't even close to each other? It's a full circle. And
everybody's talking to everybody and everybody's sharing your data behind the scenes.
And so Cambridge Analytica has taken all of our data and manipulated the 2016 elections, and they kind of show the light in that. But what was the big reveal for us was that Brexit was a part of that. There was a campaign to start Brexit, and I'm not saying it's all their fault, but they were approached to how are you going to do that, and they used their information by the looks of it to force the outcome of what was going to be Brexit. But now we're still in Brexit, and so
God, it's a nightmare.
is it their fault? Who's controlling us? Our government is a mess.
Oh, total mess. Like, I mean, it's almost like a soap opera. If you wanna be entertained, like, just look at the British Parliament right now, and for the last 2 years, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, and it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And to think that the will of the people wasn't the will of the people,
Yeah.
potentially,
Yeah.
because we were manipulated
Yeah.
into an outcome that certain individuals wanted.
It sure looks like that. And like we said, we don't know if it's true. And for the purposes of making a documentary great, it's nice to have those moments.
You need to be controversial,
Yeah.
otherwise no one's going to watch it,
Exactly.
right?
But it does look like it's true. It looks like they've done their homework. So if partial, even if a small amount of it is true, then it's still just horrible.
Platforms which were created to connect us.
If you take the facts about the 2016 election and you see
Which one? US presidential?
the US presidential election, if you take that and you see what has gone on behind the scenes and how they've changed it, you can believe, well, that makes sense to me, because I always wondered actually how he became president.
Yeah.
And so behind the scenes you see what was going on, and so now you wonder actually how much control do we have on it. How are we being forced into making votes or decisions? If a company has 5,000 data points on you that list everything you like and what you're likely to choose, and then they start showing you ads that is
And campaign materials?
campaign materials which they have done to force you go a certain way. This documentary is gonna spark a lot of...
I hope it sparks a lot of debate. I hope that it actually opens people's eyes to the potential for manipulation, because I think if we're aware that we can be manipulated, maybe it'll be slightly harder to be manipulated.
I think a lot of people suspected,
Yeah.
but it's always different to see.
Yeah.
So I thought it was very well put together. I thought it was a good documentary. It scared me somewhat. I think it's done its point. Protect your data, people. It's really important. It's who you are. I understand why certain people now just don't have a presence on the internet. You can never be off the grid totally, but it makes sense to put less of yourself out there, because I know a friend of mine who has multiple email addresses, multiple websites, multiple IDs, because he has a bunch just to allow data points to go that way, so that when he wants to find something that's worth a while to him, he doesn't get bombarded with sales stuff.
Yeah. That's the scary thing now. I don't ever want to click on an ad, even if it interests me, because I know I'm going to be bombarded with similar ads. The moment I click on that, they're like, okay, that's what she likes. Give her that.
If you click a website now, actually with your eyes open and realize what's happening, it's hard for you to not click yes. If you have to click yes into something,
Don't click yes.
you see how many things you're actually signing up for. It's a catch-22 that you never want to go onto a website. And I think in the long run, people are just going to just say, no, I'm done with it. I don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah. I don't go on Pinterest anymore. I'll look at the pictures because they're pretty, but if I click on something, then within seconds there's this big pop-up that says accept that this is the data usage, and I can't accept it. So I have to scroll and try and read between the tiny little gap. It's hard to make a recipe when you can only see this much of the screen and you're like scrolling. What's the next step? What's the next step?
Okay,
Oh.
we've spoken enough about
Yeah.
this. So check it out. It's
Love
very
it.
interesting. Do let us know what you think about this in the comments below. But most of all, until next time, remember,
Live
Live
long
long
and Tuesday.